So Bonnie showed you the slide that had what that email looks like. So if we have somebody who's in like the 3-credit course and they send an email to the instructor, it will say what their grades are. So we've given learners flexibility. So if their employer or the college wants a record of how they're doing, it's very easy for them to send that email off. If somebody wants to take it on their own, they don't have to do it. So we wanted to give people the most flexibility so that everyone can actually use the course. The course can also be uploaded to any LMS or any SCORM system. So if someone's using it with an LMS, then those modules will automatically go in with their grades at the very end. We specifically programmed it so that all it will tell the LMS is what percentage or what number of answers they got right. So then it's up to the LMS or whoever's managing it to assign what that means in terms of a grade. So again, there's some flexibility there so that people can use the course the way they need to. Does that answer it? Okay. We have a very long list of what we want to do to the course. We have no funding right now. So as soon as we have funding, we will make updates, we will make improvements. The good thing is that even though a lot of the screenshots are Windows 7, teaching someone what's appropriate for email etiquette doesn't change regardless of the Windows system, right? Knowing how to operate on social media platforms doesn't change regardless of what Facebook's front page looks like. So we still feel that there is a lot of value in the course, even if it is kind of an older computer model. And we have a list, so we would like to do one for PowerPoint, one for Excel, update some of those slides to make it with other operating systems. We just don't have the funding right now. But yeah, we have an incredibly long list of what we'd like to do. Thanks for the question. That's also a really great question. So right now there are BITS, and we call this course BITS, Basic IT Skills, because it was too long to say the whole thing. We have BITS champions throughout the state. So each technical college and each job center has someone who's actually responsible for handling those questions. So if someone goes in and has never used a mouse before, there's someone there who's actually familiar with the course and can help them. If they find it online, we're hoping that they found it online so they can use the mouse. It is kind of that whole chicken and egg thing. If they found the course, they should be able to use the mouse. But that's a really great question, and we have thought of it from a higher level so that at the job centers where people may not have these skills, there is someone there who can support them. And not one I'm sure we've thought a lot about. When this was first developed, it was developed specifically for Wisconsin. So we worked together, we made sure that it had impact for us, and then we put it on our Whisk Online website, which has a global audience, and it's just kind of spread organically and naturally. I would hope that someone who tries it for the first time and likes it would tell a friend and say, this is great, but we don't have a lot of funding to support a global education effort when it comes to this course. We've just kind of put it out there and let it live for anyone who wants it.
It was a communication between someone that worked in that job center, correct?
Yes.
And us, and then we worked together to find a way. So if there was somebody in India that was seeing a need for that, there is a way to contact us through the website. Just clicking on contact us, that would send us an email, and then we would work the process through there.
Yeah. And it's one that didn't really come up for us until about halfway through building the content, when we started to get requests for offline versions of it. Like Bonnie said earlier, if someone has questions and would like to use it and needs specific adjustments made to it for whatever population they're serving, we'd be happy to make those adjustments. This is an ongoing organic course, and we've made adjustments since it was released in 2016. So we can do our best from our point of view and considering our diverse population, but if someone has a need and has a request, we can always make adjustments to the course to suit whatever their need is. Absolutely, Bonnie probably has a perspective on this too. We had the strongest reaction from the job centers in Wisconsin. So considering this was 2014, 2015 when this first came out, when we were coming out of the recession, they were incredibly grateful to have something that they could give to someone and say, here, take this course, get some basic computer skills. It was originally intended for kind of everyone, but they had the strongest response to it, and we've had the most feedback from them on how they're using it and how they've worked with their local businesses, because we're not in Rhinelander, right? So they've really made that extra effort to prove to businesses how this has value for their people who are currently looking for work. So I think that speaks a lot to how people are using it and where they're finding the value. We've had responses from technical colleges that they're using it, but the strongest responses have definitely been from our job markets.
So if we bring back up our analytics page, you want to do that while
Absolutely.
I'm talking? So we've spent a lot of time on researching who, as far as geography, is accessing our page. But you saw me log in, and I just logged in with my fetc.edu email, so it's not really telling me exactly what location I'm coming from. But you can see if you click somewhere on Europe, we have 407 views. If you click in there, we can go city by city to see where those views are coming from. So that could give us an idea of what's in that location, who's hitting our site. But the other way that we want to do that is adding that text on the bottom, so we can hear about some of those experiences, what people are getting out of the course, what they would like added to the course, and we're hoping that way we'll have a better idea of who exactly is using that course and why. Okay, so as far as the English language literacy, the motivation for that was the X Prize. Barbara Bush and the X Prize team came up with this challenge about 3 or 4 years ago that they wanted to improve the literacy skills worldwide. And Barbara really believed that having a mobile device and being able to learn as you're on the go, a busy mom that's waiting at the doctor's office or that's grocery shopping or waiting for a child to get out of school, if she has her mobile device, she can learn, she can continue to better herself. So that's what the challenge was about, get it active on an Android device. We had that. We didn't make it to the final round, but we had all of this data that we compiled with the Literacy Guild in our city in Appleton, as well as in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, as well as a number of the instructors, pretty much all of the instructors within Fox Valley Tech, both the adult basic education as well as the English language learning group, helped us to write these questions, or we call them prompts to get an answer back from the learner. And then the motivation for that was really to put it onto desktop to make sure that everybody within our student area, as well as everybody worldwide, would have access to that course. Did you want to speak to the?
Sure. So the biosecurities course was developed with a grant from the USDA and the University of Vermont, and that one was actually designed for 4-H students to teach them about farm safety and animal disease transmission. And we had the content and we had their okay, so we put that online. Again, for anybody who wants to use it, anybody who wants to learn that material, but that was the original intent of that content.